We were just over here having a good old time, assuming that I had already pressed the live button. Ain't nobody pressed live. You up in here? Why you kidding me? Anyway, so the what we were talking about is camera rotating. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna find Merlou. Oh my god, I'm gonna find these this adapter thing I'm talking about. But it's funny, Lou. I was doing something, and oh, I know what it was. It was the notebook thing that I sent you, and
Uh-huh.
it's funny as heck to me the way that the AI lady goes Merlou. So I've been saying that mess in my head this whole time because I'm
It's
like, oh,
like Siri. She says it weird. She learned it eventually. I had to train it, but
I gotta call Merlou. Like, what the heck is a Merlou? It's almost like
who's a Merlot?
you gotta let it marinate. All right,
Mernate.
so
That's it.
yeah, let me get this Amazon linky link. All right, so Ulanzi
Oh,
makes one. I believe Small Rig makes one. So people, Mary Lou, as you know, has to shoot vertical content all the time. And on the Sony cameras, they do really, really well with the sensor when you flip that son bit sideways, right? Uh,
it looks nice.
Ulanzi. So what it is I think it's called the hybrid mount, where you can do horizontal and vertical. So I'm gonna do HORIZONTALVERTICAL mount plate. There it is. It's called an S63 rotatable mountain plate. That is the word. What's the word, Big Bird? There we go. All right, so let me see. Do I get my browser set up so that it functions like a beast? Yes, it do. Why am I missing? You can't be missing me, fool. I'm in charge of stuff over here. Jerk. Boom. There it is. Okay. So in this little screen, you see how it is? It grabbed the neck back there. And lens is about through there. So you can just. So that's the small rig version. Ulanzi has a version. This Photo Pro people have a version. This one is just called the ATOL. This is the original one that I remember because it was a Kickstarter joint. And then Ulanzi takes it one step different, which might even work if you're going to mount your, what do you call that thing? Elgato. So you can mount the Elgato to the lens as I have it. But then I have a super clamp underneath the bottom of the monitor that's also attached to the pole because otherwise it gets a little heavy, right?
Uh-huh.
So normally I hang it off the lens. My old one wouldn't. Okay, so let's get some straight. The Ulanzi, I'm sorry, the what's the name of this company? Not small rig. Elgato. The Elgato prompter is legit a Dell a DeskView TS3. It's the exact same thing. All they did was slap the name on it because Elgato or slash Corsair, they do that crap. They slap their name on other products and claim that they made it. Okay, so what they did do was they got a bigger screen built for them because DeskView also makes screens. So I'm pretty sure DeskView made it, and they just made it slightly bigger. So and they made it through display link as opposed to needing an HDMI the way you normally would a standard video monitor. So all these things, they took a product and made it easier for muggles, right? So they added their little request. So I always had the TS3 just hanging off the lens. Worked perfectly fine, no problem, because it's super light. With the bigger monitor, it's too heavy. So then on the back of this guy, there's a little quarter 20 thread plate, and I have that connected to the super arm. So the super arm basically goes back to the master tripod arm just to add a little weight support. But instead of hanging it off the lens, if you just put it in the back bracket the way you would put a webcam, because there is no lens, it still works. Everything will function exactly like you want it to, but that will leave your inside camera rotatable without having to worry about touching the display, right? So
Right.
your
Because they're
Elgato
independent.
won't, yeah, your Elgato won't move. It will stay as here. I got a little example. Here's a little sample, just
Show
an
us.
example. Oh, let me grab a camera. Come here. When you got just cameras chilling in the drawer, you can do stuff like this. All right, so you're gonna have it sitting in the back of the prompter like this. Instead of using the plate, you just use the plate that's kind of a fabricy one, so it's loose. And then you can grab the little collar joint and turn the camera like this, and the prompter will just behave. Oh, behave.
Oh, that's cute. It's cute. It's cute. It's a cute
You know what
look.
I'm saying? So when you look in your prompter kit, It came with all the extra hootenanny, so you don't have to legit connect it to the thing.
Right. I saw there was like the fabric one.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
just shaded back there. That seems
Yes.
good. And then so they're on one mount, but it has like an arm.
Mm-hmm.
Like your tripod has an arm.
No. I use a silk slick. Is it silk or is it slick? I use a
I
creator
think
clamp.
it's silk.
I use a creator clamp. Let me show you. Creator clamp is always the mounting choice of options. I don't know why people waste their time with tripods. They take up too much space. Bam. Creator
Yeah.
clamp.
You know why I have a tripod? Because I
'Cause
shake my legs and
you
I
got
need it to be
space.
not attached to the desk.
Oh, my desk weighs 400 pounds. It don't do nothing. I could oof on this table and the camera won't shake. That was not the description we need to go with.
Okay.
That's the creator clamp. So I
But
use
my
the creator
lights are
clamp.
all clamped to the desk.
So, and I'm only using, in this
Yeah.
particular case, I'm just using the vertical arm. I don't use the transverse arm for this particular case, but the side ones have the transverse. I have 3. So one center desk, 2 on each corner. So that's how I can do like little overheady shots and situating like that. But if you just need this part, it's only $50. Strong as an ox.
Yeah.
Like absolute.
Yeah, that one looks really secure.
steel. So yeah.
My overhead camera is on a microphone arm that I wasn't using. I was like, I think this will fit. And then it fit. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, as long as your
That's
camera is
amazing.
light, it's good to go. You know.
Yeah, it's the ZV-1, right? So it could handle
so
that.
They don't weigh nothing. Stacy Cutting
Yeah.
and them.
Stacy's
Marche,
cousin.
hey, look, we got her now. She came back twice. She don't know.
Hello.
Came for that second hit of crack. Now she in there. What's up, Marche? Good to see you, Ma. What's up, Bix? Good
Let me
to
tell
see you, homie. Paul is here. the
Stacy is
other
doing
Paul.
well.
Oh, she is? We getting shots?
She's like, Des is starting her vlog channel again.
All right. Which one you want to see, Marche? You want to see the clamp or the thing that makes your camera rotate? I attached the cheese plate to the wall behind my desk. There you go. That's another cool way to do it. Like if you can, just mount it on the wall. You know what? See, for me, if I had space, I would probably use a tripod, and I would use a tripod with wheels, so that I can move it around. That's what I try to do at Ecamm, but Ken and Clint keep moving stuff around, because it does just make your life a lot easier. Yo, okay, so hold on, Marche, I got you. Not Adobe. What is this company called? Amazon. Oh,
That one.
they moved the site stripe on me. I went to my standard spot to click the link, and it's gone. Ain't this some crap? So let me grab that, and let me grab this. We just need this for desk. Let's do that. Do another bang, and boom. And then bang that, and then boom. There you go. You got it. Now you're in there like swimwear. All right, so let's get this Notion open and stop goofing around. Oh,
Goofing.
man.
Okay, so anything calling to you for topic today?
Man, I had a couple different ones that was just like in my head earlier, and then I had to record something with Katie and them. So listen, people, everybody who's ready to do this video podcast thing the way that Lou and I are doing, we are releasing the How to Start a Video Podcast course, and it's coming out in the next couple of days. So if you're not already signed up on the Ecamm mailing list, please do that, because you're going to want that. Just trust me on that. Like, it's going to be good.
You want it.
You want it, right? We put all of the info like right in a straight line. Okay. We did that. Man, I had a couple good ones in my head. And of course, I was doing stuff right before this and I forgot. So let's go. I like that y'all are working too hard. Boom. I think I got it.
Okay.
Let's do the one about responsibility or being responsible,
Ooh, all right.
right? Because I tell
like
people
it.
like I always go into that responsibility thing, and I call it responsible because that's what the word really means. And people things like people go to it's somebody's fault, or it's this or that, and it's like, no, it's not a fault. It's Yeah, I don't want to ruin the episode. I'll save it for the show. But yeah, I like this one. Yo, what's up,
Cool.
Mel? Good to see you, bruh. Thank
I know.
you,
Just cleaning
Luis.
up.
I switched scenes and I realized that I was using the Rodecaster video the last time, and so now I mucked everything up because I went back to doing it the regular way. So let me fix it. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean these up. Who you with? This is where placeholder cameras rock so much. So going to what Marche was talking about last week about like how when you replug your joints and they don't do what you want them to do, this is exactly where it's. Wait, why is Paul in here 2 times? Let's put. No. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna go over here. We put Watashi wa sta in the middle. Sta. Megan, Mary Lou. Okane kasagu. Watashi wa sta. You know the
What are they saying?
I get money.
It's like I'm a star,
because
right?
I'm a star, yeah. But and there's actually
Mhm.
star is Hoshi, but oftentimes we use the loan word because the loan word is more impactful. So, like we was like kira kira hikaru. That's like the twinkle twinkle little star, but we're talking about Hoshi is a star, but in this particular case, star is a better impact. So that's why it might be confusing to people who try to look it up. And okane katsugu, I get money. I get that loot. Okane katsugu,
Oh.
watashi wa sta. Kira. Oh, kira means sparkle. Kira. Mel's like, I came over here to watch these dudes do the podcast, and this fool is over here speaking Japanese.
He's singing Megan
Go
Thee
Minnesota.
Stallion.
Go minasai meru-san. Kauai no shima kara. That means from the island of Kauai. I always thought it's funny that like Japanese people really love Kauai because it's the one island that they automatically know how to pronounce because it's so close to Kauai. But
Oh.
it's almost pronounced the same, but it's not. It's a different inflection on the different syllables. Ollie, you wasn't here last week. We ran into a minor little thing in my manufacturing situation known as them irritating like month-long Chinese holidays. It's only a week, but so yeah, everything is pushed back a week while everybody take a national break. In a way, though, they do that in Japan, they do that in China, even in Korea. I wish we did that too. Instead of like all the like like going through January, March, April, February, whatever. I skipped a month. There's a bunch of tiny little holidays in the middle, and you break. They'll lump all of them
So
joints
just
into like a week, and just
yeah,
everybody stop moving for a week. I think it's
yeah.
better. Like it legit gives
I
your
think so
brain a
too.
chance to like mellow out. The 3-day weekend thing is ruinous to me. It jacks up, companies' momentum. Even if you're a person who's not affected by it, you're affected by it because everybody else is affected by it.
Oh, your Ember mug.
What you know about game? What
Yeah,
you
that's
know
like
about
that's what
going in the deep end? Sorry.
I got. Will the like one with the handle. 'Cause I got him the little teacup one and it was too small. I was like,
Yeah,
you finished this
the
before it
little one
even
is
has a
too
chance to cool
small.
down.
Exactly.
It's too
So Kenny
small.
Glenn
So
gave
but
us one is way too small.
but the tumbler one, that's the one that I use. I'm like, this is amazing. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more as I'm pulling out the bullet points and stuff like that? What is your thoughts on being a responsible creator, a response-able creator?
Okay, so first of all is understanding what your responsibilities are, right? And there's a couple, right? People. All right, let me fix this. One thing that drives me crazy, it comes up every time, and if you have to ask the question, how do I stay consistent? You do not want to do what you're trying to do. Now, those of you who got married straight out of high school, this ain't gonna make no sense to you. Those of y'all that did the dating thing a little bit, this will make sense to you. There was this person who, according to your friends, your family, the hot meter, the toe curling O's, the O face, this person should be the one. But when you get off of work, you might get busy doing something and you don't even think to call them. You might hang out with your homies. You might go to the store. You might do a whole bunch of stuff. You don't even think about calling them. But everybody is telling you like, oh, you guys are so great together, or this person must be the one, and blah, blah, blah. And you know in the back of your head, nah, like I'll hit the booty call, but like I am not dying to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? So again, those of you guys that got married out of college, this might not make no sense to y'all. But people who ran the field for a hot, you're like, yeah, that person is everything, but not it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else talk about how good broccoli is. I do not need to see none of this broccoli. I don't need to see it. So if you have to think about how to be consistent with your content, you do not want to do that content. You are doing what you think people want you to do. You're not really doing what you want to do. Because when you're doing what you want to do, ain't nobody got to tell you. Ain't nobody got to motivate you. Which is why I'm like, you need to find out what your purpose is. Your purpose is undeniable. Nothing will get in the way. You will get a divorce over filling out your purpose. So.
Okay. So
Yo,
that.
hold on. Time out. This is my girl right here. Jay Nice, what is up, cousin? Oh my God.
Hello.
Love Janice. She is the bomb. We have such a good time. All we do is fight, but I love her to death. She is family, and I feel sorry for her husband because he's the nicest man and she crazy. But hey, Jay Nice, good to see you, mommy. Yeah, but it's a thing, right? And I think at some point people don't realize that if you really, really want to do something, it's there. So I always say success, this is not, I didn't make this up, people. Look it up. It's made by a guy named Viktor Frankl, Victor with a K, Viktor Frankl. And he says, freedom or success, however you hear the story, people mix it up. When something happens to you and then how you react to it, that's the responsibility. That's the freedom space right there in the middle. The magic lies in the difference between the stimulus and the response. So we want to talk about that because I want to go into the whole thing inside the podcast.
Right. Okay. It's just I think that I'm like thinking of it kind of different. So I'm just trying to find where they match. Because when you say responsible creator and even a responsible creator, I'm thinking about like you need to be aware of what you're saying. You have a responsibility to like understand your audience and work with integrity.
That's all the same thing.
There is, right? It's like I haven't like connected it myself yet. So
okay, so here's a prime example.
Between what you're saying, what I'm saying.
So here's a prime example. I have a brand new Rodecaster video sitting on my desk. Been sitting on my desk for a month. Everybody and their mama is cranking out the timely Rodecaster video content because
Hype train.
Yeah, they say that they're doing it for. I won't put words in their mouth, but the assumption is they're doing it because it's the hype train. The assumption is they're doing it because it's good algorithm candy right now. But my responsibility to y'all is to give you the deep dive. This is a $1,200 product. And I am watching so many people say stupid crap in the eCam community about it because they don't know, but they're reacting. So I'll wait for the reactions to die down, and then I'm going to say, okay, kids, sit down. Here's the reality. Here's what it's like after using it. Here's where its value really stands. I'm not going off the spec sheet, right? Mary Lou has cured me of those type of videos. I don't need to do the hype train video.
We don't
And
need to.
it's your fault. I ain't gonna lie. I'll blame you.
Is it? Why is it my fault?
Because you brought it up when we were at camp, not camp. When we were at NAB, which is kind of camp for Black T-shirt boys, and it was like, yeah, like everybody is jumping on the train and they got to get the video out and whatever. And in a way, that's when you can tell that it's about the algorithm and not about the product or about the users. It's literally about the algorithm and having to be first. This is why people feel the need to leak content. This is why people feel the need to guess what Apple is doing next week. None of your damn business what they're doing next week. Wait for the thing. They tell you what it is. Then you go get it. If it matches you. If it don't, then it don't. But YouTube has caused people to want to be first and to try to do all these things. And now are you really being responsible to your audience, or are you just trying to like tickle your little own self? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Are you master creating?
So
Paul got it. Paul got it right away. Y'all didn't see his face, but Paul got it right away.
I totally missed whatever it was.
I said, are you creating to serve, or are you master creating?
Oh.
Are you serving yourself?
I see.
That y'all didn't need that hand motion. That will not be in the podcast.
Master
creating.
fading.
Just master creating.
case
Everybody
anybody
else will
didn't
get
get
it. You know what I'm saying? Are you creating for your audience? Or are you creating for yourself?
Oh, look at Will Danger here is about to shoot.
Yo,
his,
Wildo.
some sponsored content.
Yo, my man's is fly. What is up, player? Yo, is he shooting an Ecamm video with that suit?
No, it's a gummies brand.
Dude,
like
that's an
sleep
Ecamm
gummies
video
brand.
suit right there, bro. You're like, I'm Mr. Ecamm. Hi.
he said that you're Mr. Ecamm. He's like, you should come do an Ecamm video.
I'm there.
Yeah, we did a whole like this morning. He's like, okay, so I need to look at some microphone options. I was like, here you go.
Here is a collection of
I'm just like,
microphones.
what do you need? This one, this one, this one. I got this
Oh,
one.
you like
we
the
got
trench
wireless,
coat?
We got live. I got.
Lou is out here with the
Do you want
trench
a
coat.
handheld? Do you want
What
a plug-in?
What you need? What you need?
I was like, we got all of
what you
B&H.
need.
What do you want?
Coming.
Handheld, live, wireless, wired, podcast.
Sorry, my Tourette's kicked in.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so creating with integrity. So you're
Minnie,
like,
it really is up
are
to
you-
you. For me personally, I face the wall because my room is so small. If I could float my desk in the middle of the room so I had the ability to put my camera on tripod and move it around, I would probably do that too. But it's really a matter of your space, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. You might have to do both and figure out which one pops your socks. Or what does Diana say? Or whatever helps you find your remote. I forgot what she said. It's something like that. It's something stupid. Something Diana-ish.
yeah,
Oh,
Minnie,
float
I
your
used
boat
to
to
have
hide
my
your
desk in
remote.
the middle. I've had it in the middle of the room, and then I've also had it against the wall. So it just kind of depends on what it looks like on camera.
Mm-hmm. You do
Whatever's
you, boo.
juicy to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You just need
far
a good
then,
escape
any of
plan
those.
to be able to get up really quick and run to the bathroom while you're on camera without breaking everything. When I used to climb into a command center, that was, difficult because if you got to pee, you can't get out. You can't get out gracefully on camera. Now I can just roll out of here and go. Even though I have to lumber because of my knees, it's still, I can get out. But before, I used to climb into a command center and like you're in a thing. And it was like, people do not need to see your fat ass climbing over the desk to get to the bathroom. So yeah, there you go.
But now you have an exit.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so on the top here, any of those with the little triangle is a drop down. So there's some things in there
All right. So
now
let's go.
where it says like title,
Boom.
hook options, and bullet points. So see if any of those fit.
Creating content with integrity. Why responsibility matters in the creator community. Creators accountability.
And I can ask for more.
No, I like these.
None of these stood out.
I'm trying to say, well, audience, you guys are a part of this joint too. What do you think? I think I kind of like number 2 because I think that's a big one. Like, do you really care, or are you just trying to get them to buy something?
Yes. Okay, so that resonates with me
Yeah,
because it's
I mean,
like
all right, look,
integrity and care.
I don't say
Go ahead.
this often, but everybody in the audience knows 100% I care, right? I can't give somebody a blueprint of how I did that. I can't sell you a system on how I did that. I care because I care. You know what I'm saying? It's not I don't think it's a teachable thing, but you should definitely do it. Maybe it is teachable. I have no idea. I'm just saying I'm not going out of my way to care. I care because I care. Which is why I get pissed off when people just take the lazy way out, or I get really, really fired up when people say stupid shit to themselves that doesn't serve them. Like they're holding
I
on
love
to
this.
things. They're holding on to things that do not serve them in any way whatsoever.
Okay, cool.
What did I say,
So,
Eden? Hi, family.
Okay, so the care because you care stood out to me. So I put that underneath the bullet point. Excellent.
Yes.
Care because you care. Because it's the same thing that you were saying about like if you like somebody, you're going to call them.
Yes.
Because that's like what you want to be. Because you care. That's why you do this and not something else.
Correct.
Okay, so the next triangle has hook options for us.
See, even Minnie likes it. I'm always about the coins, but remember, there you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. So thank you, Minnie. Minnie says that's important. So we're gonna listen to Minnie.
I like it.
She got her hair look cute in the avatar.
It really does.
Right? I'm gonna give you one of them. I'm gonna come and be, hey y'all, I'm Minnie this week. They could be like, Doc, what is on your head? I like it. This is good. Ever wonder how your content, Jesus, you ever wonder how your content impacts others? Join us as we break down the importance of being a responsible creator in today's digital world. I like that one. Take out digital, just in today's world. There's no such thing as a
I agree.
digital world.
Tell chat, take this out.
Right.
Stop saying digital.
What does it mean to be a responsible creator? It's more than just making content. It's about owning your platform. And it's influence. I like that, except for I hate the word influencer, but this is part of it. Your content shapes conversations. Let's talk about how you can foster positive. There you go. I think number 2.
Yeah, I agree. What did we do? Let me color this one. Our system keeps like getting more and more refined, though. Like, let me tell you,
Isn't it dope?
I'm loving how our process is.
So listen, you guys, listen. Auntie Lou just dropped mad facts on you guys. When you first start your system, it's going to seem a little strange and a little awkward, and it's just like those beginning dates. Like it ain't all together. But once you know, right? So like, if I start running around the house like I'm late, right? I will turn the corner and my keys, my wallet, my phone, my shoes are all facing the way I need the hasty displacement and get the hell out, because you know that's going to be a thing, right? So either you set that up the night before that I might have a tight crunch because I got to go do the flow and I got to run upstairs and make a coffee and then run right out. So the fit is laid out. The keys, wallet, phone, everything is set up so you can just grab and go. Those kind of systems come from experience, right? Learning to just drop, for dudes, right? Learning to drop all your stuff in one space when you walk in the house. For women, learning how to organize your purse for this particular event. I'm going to switch to the baby clutch because all I need is like a lipstick, a credit card, and a phone. I don't need all this unnecessary stuff. I need the one that can just fit under the arm, or the one with the little chain, the little crossbody. You know these things from experience. So our system started out and it was there, but now it's fleshing as we do this more and more. Episode 11, 2 Sticks Up, it's starting to build a little flow. So don't panic when you build your joint and it ain't how you want it out the gate. It's coming, but you got to do it to figure out where the hiccups is. As they say on the GPS, rerouting.
Well, okay, so then that brings me to the one that's the bottom of the bullet points is respond, don't react. I feel like we talk about that often.
Yes.
As far
and so
as
that's
being...
where I can stick in my situation about the success living between the stimulus and the reaction. And I've said this on many, many occasions, but I can explain it again.
Yeah, somebody didn't hear it. And sometimes we all need to hear it again. Okay, so if we start with understanding what you're responsible for.
Straight up.
Our next bullet point is creating with integrity. And then ending with respond, don't react. And I don't know if any of these other ones, they all fit somewhere. So I can put them under certain bullet points if you want me to.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. This is good.
I think I want owning your impact under the first one. Do. Right? It's like just being responsible with what you put out into the world.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I would be so free. Sorry. Believe it or not, people can tell when you're about to bag or when you really care. Okay, here's a prime example. I get super, super frustrated when people minimize the work that Apple puts into particular products because the victimization mentality states that every company is out to get you. So people amplify that, and it's not true. And I guess it pisses me off, because I still have friends that work there and I know what they're about. But I also know the corporate culture. I know what Steve wanted to put out into the world. And yes, they happen to make the biggest bag of anybody in the planet. But they're not bag first. The reason why you think that is because that's how you approach joint. And that's why you're having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Liz had a fantastic thing this morning where she was like, yo, I got to eat. I got a daughter. My stomach need money. My daughter need money. My truck need money. So yeah, I'm going to make money. But I'm going to do it making sure that I'm giving people what they need to get. And people confuse that because the whole idea of becoming an influencer or a UGC creator or whatever is so you can get the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. We want to put this one in here.
Oh my God, Minnie. I just thought of the George from Seinfeld joint. Come on.
Okay. Do you want to talk about, there's one topic in here that it could stay or could go for me. That's about handling criticism responsibly and like owning mistakes versus just snapping at everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes I do like to snap at criticism too, where I'm like, listen, sir, you don't even make videos.
That's my go-to. But the hardest part with typing is it a legit criticism or they're just looking for somebody to pick on because they had a bad day? Because you had a bad day. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. Today is good music.
Yeah, okay. I'll leave it in there. Just know it's in there, but it doesn't have to be like a whole conversation necessarily. Okay.
Well, because I definitely, half the time, I have a truth statement. When somebody says something heinous about one of my videos, one of the first things I do is look to see how much they've created. And when they have 0 or 3, I kind of sort of want to go to F that. But then sometimes I'll back up and be like, what made them make that comment? So it depends on the comment, I guess.
Yeah. Right. And that's like that's the part of being responsible is like actually looking a little bit harder before you make a response. You're response able. You are able to choose your response.
I don't type back to them. And I normally know if it's really heinous, then you guys in the chat will come in and be like, say it to my face. Like you guys would be like, don't come at my man's like that. Like he gave you what you need. So, okay, prime example. I have a video. It's almost 500,000 folks done watch it. And I get compliments every day about how this really helped and how much they love the video and so on and so on. And someone would be like, I watched this whole thing, I didn't get anything. This is stupid. And I get a little irritated, and then I often want to type. It's kind of amazing to me how 500,000 people watched this video and got exactly what they need. You watch it and you didn't. So is it me or you? But I just better don't say that, because it is 100% true that there is somebody in your world right now who everybody else thinks is a nice person, and you can't stand that person. There are vibrations that just don't vibrate. There are frequencies that don't connect. And that's not getting into the woo-ha or nothing. Some people just rub you a different way. And everybody else might be cool with it, but it's just not something you stand for. And it could be something really dumb, like you see them like dig their nose or something. I don't know what it is. It could be something really stupid.
There's questions of the days to look at
Okay, let's go.
at the top.
Their spirit is irritating my demon. Oh, I love it. The spirit is irritating my demon. Wait, I gotta go back up. I'm too busy cracking up in that. That's good. That's good. We're in the bullet points. Let me close these now. You know what? I always forget to close them, and then it'd be like scrolling for hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Quote.
But look at how clean it is now.
What's the way you're showing? How do you handle feedback, criticism? How do you react or respond? What is the biggest challenge you face when trying to balance creativity with accountability? Bingo. Ooh,
The middle one, you like that.
I like that.
I like
one,
the
and
last one too.
I like the last one. In your opinion, what makes a creator trustworthy? Ooh, come on. I like that one. All right, before we start, you guys got an opportunity to change that joint. So
Yeah, if you want something else,
if you, I
speak
like
now.
the last one and I like the third one. But if you guys got a different one, you could put like 3 or 5 in the chat. Paul, this is so dumb to me. This is so dumb to me. And not because, I am ally, or I think that's a dumbass term, by the way. But like, you don't know the person. So how do you know that you guys don't have everything in common other than, and you know what else, what term I really hate? And I hate it because I fell for it for so long. I will admit this out in public because I hope it catches somebody else. I used to believe it was a preference. And our words that we were raised on was someone's sexual preference. So I used to believe it was a preference. All the way up until my stepbrother Daryl came along. And I'm like 16. And I'm in full butch mode because I'm about to go to the Army. And then I got a new sibling that's coming. I'm super excited about this because I'm in the house with all women. And I'm finally going to get a dude that's going to be my brother. And Daryl walks in and be like, hey. And I was like, what the? I was like, what the hell? I thought I was getting a little brother. Daryl wanted to play with dolls. And then I was like, but he's too young to have made this decision. You know what I'm saying? And then as you get out in the world, you meet more people and you come outside the circle of the church. And then I found out that, yeah, it's not a choice, man. It's what it, but we used to use that terminology, and I think it's going away, but some people still say it because they're old school. They say, it's a preference, and it's not. And Paul says cleanly day. Why would you submit yourself to all the crap you got to deal with? You know what I'm saying? And the fact that people think that you could groom somebody and turn them this way or whatever, it's all insanity to me. But like, imagine all of the beautiful people that you miss out on because you assume they're a type of way because of what they look like or what they act like, or their disabilities or their abilities. Like, somebody's like, I hate all rich people. Well, you're gonna have a hard time becoming one, homie. I don't hate rich people. I hate assholes. There's some rich people that are nice, like Lou. She's super nice.
Yeah, unless you get on my bad side.
I'm scared. I'm terrified. I am super terrified. Uh,
Oh, okay, cool.
like-minded people does it for me. Like-minded how? I like it with to stay consistent as much as possible, or if their change in direction is gradual. Yeah, so not the hardcore 180. All right, there you go. There you go. There you go. Got to keep it the 100 GAN. It's a candy bar. Boom. All right. I think we're ready. This is good. This is gonna be a good one. I can
yes.
feel. I can feel it.
Okay.
I can feel it.
Yeah, this one feels good. Uh-huh. Something great. And then put your pick it a week.
No. Scotty doesn't know.
Ooh.
Yo, that joint is so good. Don't open, Doc. I was just about to open it. Yo, Luby kicking my ass with the rapid fires, but I like it. It's such a good challenge. And the reason why I like it so much is it is a skill of mine that I am super proud of. And that's the fact that somebody could put me on the spot and be like, listen, man, this speaker didn't show up. Can you go up and speak 45 minutes on X? You could pull a topic out the sky and I could talk 45 minutes about it without BSing. And that's just because I think you should be like, when someone gives you opportunity, you should never have to go, wait, let me get ready, blah, blah, blah. All those things don't serve you. You know what I'm saying? That's how the people get killed in the movie, because they're given the opportunity to think fast and they think slow and then they get killed. And I know it's a movie, but imagine if you could react on a dime in any given situation with no panic. Your life would be better. Trust me, because I don't panic about nothing. I just don't. And it's a skill. Like, it's a skill. I learned it in the military, but anybody can learn it. Panic is completely freaking useless. It has never served anybody. And so many people get injured in the hurricane. You get injured. Why? Because you panic, right? In a tsunami, why do you get drowned? You panic. You get swept out of water by the water in Hawaii. Why do you drown? You panic. If you get swept up by the water and you relax, the water will float your fat butt to the top. 600 pounds, you will float in the ocean. There's so much salt, as long as you don't panic. But if you panic, you will sink straight to the bottom.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Don't panic. Panic doesn't serve anything. Yeah, Tor's right. In quicksand, you sink because you panic. Been reading the notes and trying to think of ideas. Okay, what is it? Thank you, Tora. Thank you, Tora. Repeat the questions for the folks that are stuck in traffic and showed up late.
Oh, yeah, the question of the days.
We're going to get it in there. We're going to, where's my notes? We're going to go to not open that. The question of the day. In your opinion, what makes a creator trustworthy? What do you look for? Man, that's a good question, too. I won't answer that right now because I have thoughts on that.
What did we have? Yeah, you know what? I can put that I'm going to probably include in your rapid fire if that's not our question of the day.
Which one?
What makes a creator trustworthy?
But you put that
like that's something that I was like, well,
so you're
it's
switch,
the question
switch
of the
question.
day.
You're going to switch the questions.
Yeah, so it can be, what's the biggest challenge you faced when you tried to balance creativity? Is that what you had said? You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. It was 3 and 5.
Balance.
Whatever the cool
yeah,
were,
okay.
3 and 5.
All right. Where's she at? question of the day. Bam. Fink. Okay. I'm feeling cute. I'm feeling ready.
I like this. And you just gave me. Let me write this down. Let me write this down. Let me write this down. Let me write this down before I forget. Okay. Bingo, bango, pickle, mango. You guys ready? Let's get unstuck. My milkshake. Damn right. Better than your damn right. Sorry. If you want it, the thing that'll make me. Sorry. Sorry.
Change the scene, Doc.
He's losing his mind.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
Lose my mind.
That song's so good.
It's Stevenson Reese. Oh my God. Tora, I just want you to know you're one of the coolest kids in camp. All right, I had to make sure Mary Lou was blinking because my teleprompter was like this. And I was like, Lou, are you alive? Are you alive, homie? All right, let me stop.
No, it's so cool. Like
recording.
using this teleprompter. I'm moving my Notion. I'm like fixing all the space on the teleprompter so I can see you and I can see the notes. And it's just, this thing is rad. I can't believe I waited so long to get it.
She said it's Brett. Oh my God, I love it, Lou. I love it. She's like, this is Brett.
Oh, is that what I said? I didn't mean that, but yes, I'm that cool.
You did say this thing is Brett. Which is freaking
This thing is Brat Summer.
Brett. It's a cool summer. Sorry. It's cruel summer, by the way. Let's go. Let's do that. Hit Control 1 so that way that fits in there. And then collapse this window to the side. Bingo. Collapse. Boom. Collapse, damn it. All right. And then we go into here. Boom, boom. And then now we're good. Oh, come on, dude. Fit in the window. There we go. Now we got it. All right. As what's that dude? McConaughey. All right. Oh man. You know, guys, I gotta tell you, doing this is so much fun, and I think for the most part, it just has to do with knowing that, you know, we're helping folks out and that they're getting it. You know what I mean? In some way, shape, or form, whether they like it or not, they're getting it. People will be hard-headed and people will swear that they don't pick up stuff. Or, you know, I know that there's mental blocks out there because I've done them. I've seen them. But there's something powerful about the breakthrough. You know what I mean? When you can help someone break through the craziness and the noise in their own head, like, that's what I'm like, yeah, all right, I did that. Take that, player. Anyway, so there's that. All right, now we good. Let me unpicking this just a little wee bit. All right, let's go. Let's kick it. We're going to breathe. All right, I'm going to start the recording. Come over here. Oh, it didn't stop the last time. Stop. I'm going to start the recording. Man, stop. It's not stopping. Go away. Okay. Did it stop that time? It did. Now we'll start. Counting it down. In 5, 4.
Do you ever truly think about how your content impacts others? Like, think about it. Are you actually creating with care? Join us today on Creators Unstuck. We're going to break down how come it's so important to be a responsible creator. Welcome to the show.
I like this, trying to dig out of a hole that you may have got yourself into because you weren't thinking about creating responsibly. Now, what we don't want to do is add a whole bunch of extra stuff to your plate because creating has already got you a little bit freaked out. But I want you to know with just a little thoughtfulness, it's never going to be a problem. So It's one of those things where if you do it in the beginning, it's never a problem. If you try to fix it later, it's hard. There you go.
Yes, but it's never too late to start getting some integrity, right? Don't think if you went down the wrong road, like you can never come back.
Or you can always come back. You can recover
You
from
can always
just
come
about
back.
anything except death.
That's it. Yeah, it's not the end of the world till it's the end of the world.
I like that. That is such a simple statement, but it's so true. It's so true.
It's so true.
You know, today I heard a very simple statement from our friend Liz, and it was so basic but so powerful. And it's funny as heck how some of the most powerful things are so simple. And she said, people go to their inbox to solve problems. Now, Liz, for those who are listening and aren't paying attention, Liz is the queen of email, and like why everybody should, start curating an email list. And it's your real estate that you own. Like YouTube could die tomorrow, but if you got a good mailing list, you can restart someplace else. Super simple. And it's true. Like I email my stuff that I need to remember. I email myself things I need to remember. And it was just such a simple statement. But yeah, you go to your inbox to solve problems. I need that receipt. I need that coupon code. I need that, directions to get to this place, the address for this company, that sale link, something. So it was beautiful. It was a beautiful statement. But anyway, that was a good one. So thank you for that simple statement. It ain't over till it's over.
That's true. So we are talking about being responsible as a creator, and there's a lot of different levels to this. But the question that we want to ask you, the audience, is what is the biggest challenge that you face when you're trying to balance your creativity and your responsibility, your accountability, your integrity? What kind of challenges do you face with that? Doc, do you face any challenges with that?
So I want to answer something, and this is really weird, and I have the benefit of having lived in Japan, and one of the core precepts in Japan is everything is about balance to them. You will be in so many conversations, and there's always this conversation about balance. I think we tend to take, in our country, we tend to take balance as I have to give up something in order to find this balance, right? And sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. So what I do is do whatever it is that has to be done. And then I look at the fulcrum, and then I see where the lean is. And then I go add weight to the opposite side to create the balance. So I don't try to find balance, I create balance. There's a difference. And it's subtle. So I want you to hear that again. I do whatever I got to do. And then I look at the imbalance. And then I go add weight to the other side to balance it out. So if we spin this up in a simplistic statement, there are people that have things happen to them, and there are people that make things happen for them. I am the latter. Never, ever shall I be the former. So, first of all, one of the balanced ones that drives me nuts, there's a work-life balance. No, there's not. There's life, homie. There's life. And you put the importance on work when the importance on work needs to be there. And you put the importance on family when the importance on family needs to be there. There's nothing to balance. Stop making that mess up. You put your efforts where they go when necessary. Okay? So I am constantly moving the weight. So when something is out of balance, I adjust the weight. This is a long-winded answer, but I got one more. I'm going to prove it to you. So a couple of weeks back, I got a little sick. And I'm going to do a good job of hiding it from y'all, but not because I don't want to share it with y'all. It just, I don't ever want to come off as a victim. I did what I did to myself. So I don't want you to feel bad for me. But my blood pressure was going insane. Like I was getting kind of high. And so I go to the doctor, and she was like, I get it, you're here, and I know why you came, but this is on you. And I was like, okay. Which is funny because I would have said the same thing to y'all if it was on the other side about your content, right? She goes, you know exactly what you need to do, and you're going to keep messing around, and you're going to FAFO, and you're going to be dead. So how are your YouTube going to feel when you're dead? And I'm like, yeah, not that good. And she's like, cool. So you know what to do. Call me in 2 weeks. So I had to go back, make some adjustments, make some sacrifices, back off the salty content and, start eating right. I've been gymming it every day. I've been, doing the work. I lost about 7 pounds in the last 2 weeks and my pressure is going back where it needed to be. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because of stress, because I don't stress. It's because I was just eating a bunch of crazy stuff and not working out and just being lazy. And it will kill me because I had a stroke before. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to get off track even with something as important as that. So she didn't have to give me a plan or write out this recipe or take this extra medicine or do whatever. She's like, basically, bitch, you know what to do. And so I'm like, shut up. And I just did it.
Right.
And I still
And she told you like,
yeah, put the onus back where it goes.
she told you like, you know what you're responsible for, right? It's
Bingo.
back onto you.
That's your responsibility, right? And then it's like, you ain't no good to Baba and Emma and Karen and Paul and Mary Lou and all these other people in your world. You ain't no good to them if you ain't here. So keep slipping. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out. A lot of people go to that balance joint. And a lot of times you're in control of the weight. And I'll get to that. Because the victim mindset will be, well, so-and-so did something to me. All right, cool. We're going to get to that. I'm going to make you sit on this one for a while. Because I need you to hold that anger till I can take it out of you.
So, right, your responsibility, the things that happen to you, or are you making them happen? Either way, however you frame it, you are the one that's responsible for this, right? There are situational things, but how you respond is your response is your ability, right? And that's like, I think even breaking down these two words, into response able, like any ability, you do have to work on it. You have to strengthen it. It is a skill. It is a practice. So the way you respond is something you need to work on. So understanding what you're responsible for and how you respond, how you're able to respond to those things are important.
100%. All right, so I want to put a real simple one on you. The people that watch sports, you know this, but even if you don't watch sports, even if you just watch the TikToks or whatever, you've seen this happen. If you spend any time in a nightclub or a bar, you've seen this happen. Any type of event, somebody will, let's just call it throw the first punch, right? That's the easiest way to explain it. It could be a bunch of different, scenarios to that, the holding, the pinching, the grabbing, the like throwing an elbow in basketball or whatever. Eden definitely throws elbows in the paint. But somebody throws the first punch. That person never gets caught. The person that retaliates always gets caught. Gets thrown from the game, gets ejected, lose their contract, whatever. I have seen situations where somebody comes up to a person of color and call them an off-branded comment and they lose their crap and they are the ones that get thrown out. You know what I mean? It's never the person that started. So you said it. How you respond is your ability. Sometimes you have got to just eat that crow because the way you want to respond will put you in a world of hurt. Okay? I have responded positively but jokingly to people in the community about the question that they asked when we have made 600 pieces of content to address that, and all they had to do was simply search for it. And I have responded with, okay, here's the answer, and here's exactly where it came from, and all I did was give them the answer and give them the link where they could have looked it up. It was almost a fireable offense because they came in with all of the heat because they felt like a victim because they got called out for not doing what they know they should have done as an adult in the first place, was look first. But because the way they asked the question with a certain amount of shade defaming my people, my community, my company, I responded with the same energy. Almost got fired for it. All right? You can't answer back certain folks with that hood energy, because they expect to be catered to, even though the answer was right in front of their face. And so, did I win because I gave the cool, hilarious answer that a bunch of people laughed at, which is why I think it got more angry? Was I right? Yes. Did everybody get the joke? Yes. The person that needed to get the joke, did they get the joke? No. Would that have been a stupid way to lose a really cool job? Absolutely. So you know what I do now?
Right. And now you know.
I ignore that group. That's Paul and Daniel's job. I just stay away from there because people ain't ready for my jokes. People are not ready for me to remind them that they're adults and they need to take care of their own.
Right. And you know, like you are responsible enough to know that you're able to respond differently. But in this situation, you just pass it to someone else. Like this isn't your lane or your game or your fight.
No, because I can't stop being me. You know, when people talk about the authenticity, I am so authentic, not trying to be. This is just me. If you ask me something that you should do as an adult by yourself, I will call you on your lack of care because you yelled at us and told us how important this is. But it's so important that you don't want to do any of the work. I can't bite my tongue on that. I just can't. So that's why when those people are presented to me, I'll send them to another creator who will hold their hand and be like that, because that's not me. I'm going to rip you to shreds because I see the positive in you. I see what you're supposed to be. And I know that somebody's holding back. So I'm going to rip that up. I'm going to take all of those fear conversations away. I'm going to take all of those victim conversations away. I want you to drive your own boat, and some people get that. And those people, they're in the chat. But the people that want everybody to tell them that roses smell delicious while they're standing in the middle of a shit pile, you don't ask me. You smell like shit. The hell you doing up in here? Good Lord, somebody spray some. I'll be up in here like So I'm not the one, because I don't have that. I do not have the ability to lie to your face like that. I'm not that person. You know what I mean? Because I care. And because I care, I'm going to bring the heat. And so I just know, there's my three: the authenticity, the empathy, and the logic. When my logic gets broken, if I have to lie to you and not be authentic and empathic, right? If you try to bust my triangle, I can't do it. So.
Yeah, that's truly interesting because it's the things that we care, right? It's like you had said. You care because you care. You care about logic, you care about empathy, you care about authenticity. All of those things are what are for you your undeniable purpose, your thing to protect, right? That is what you are responsible for. And if that gets broken, then your response is not aligned with how it typically is, right?
So those are everybody. They just might not call it that, but that is the human condition. That is the way our brains are built, right? So just because the logic is different from yours doesn't mean it's still not logic, right? Logic is not. Logic isn't what people say it is. Logic is an algorithm. A plus B equals C, right? That's a logical equation. You know what I'm saying? And then so although your value propositions and all that, it may be different, it's still a logistical equation, right? So therefore, when you're, for everybody, is this real? Does this person really care? And does the math? If that triangle is blocked, you love that product, you love that person, like I rock with Joe because Joe does these three things. And you don't know it, but when you mark those three things, it's in the triangle. Right? I listen to Tay because Tay does this, and this. It's in the triangle. So everybody does it. Right?
Yeah.
I know this. I know the not physiological, psychological pattern that, man, it's not Maslow's. It'll come to me. It's a B.F. Skinner thing. Anyway, never mind. We'll ignore that.
No, but I had never seen it like that or thought about it like that. That's why, I really do love this, right? Because these things, but like whatever your personal level of those things are how you respond in the world, right? How those things
Right.
kind of bounce off of your version of this triangle. But you had said something in our pre-show about undeniable purpose, and like it's really fantastic story about, you know, if you're dating someone and you don't call them, they might be the greatest person in the world, but you don't connect the way, then that's not your purpose. You're not supposed to be going in that direction.
Correct.
Related to content creators, when they're not creating their content, when you were telling this story, I was like, yeah, because like I will make videos all day, every day. That is never a problem for me. Like I will always be making videos because that is my undeniable purpose. Now, like working on some other things, writing blog posts, right? Just not my purpose. I chat will do that for me. Like, thank you for AI because I just didn't do anything before. I really just posted a link and I was like, I guess this is what this is about. If you find it, amazing. And it did help with the SEO. So, like, I understand the purpose of it, but it's not my undeniable purpose. And it was my response to blog posting, right? The response that I was able to choose was that this is lower on the totem pole of importance. My response to my video making is, and to content in general, is I want to keep leveling up my skill as a video creator because that's how I exist in the world. That's how I make impact. That's my responsibility. That's what I'm called to.
So here's the thing. And I want to make sure that everybody hears the analogy the way I said it because I think it's direly important. Okay. And it's funny because I never really thought about it until the question came up, but it is direly important. So and again, if you are married to the person that you've been dating since high school, this might not make any sense to you. But for those of people that had to go through the, what is the dating process, I get it. I get it. All right, so here it is. There's been a person in your life where everybody, mom, dad, friends, family, other people just looking like, yo, that person is the one. You finally got the one. But when you get done work and you go home, you don't think about calling them. You're not missing them the way all your friends miss them. All your friends be like, yo, what happened to Stevie? What do you mean? Oh, y'all ain't hook up. Oh, you know what? Let me call him. But somebody had to remind you to call him. But that person that's your real person, yo, you at work, you can't wait to get off on the little break, you call. We didn't have text messages when I was up. You send a little page. You send a little 823. You know what I mean? Like it was always in your head. You wanted to spend every living, breathing second with them. But oftentimes the person that everybody thought was the one for you, that person did not just instantly want to fill all your voids. So they're not the one. It doesn't matter that, they look like, old school Holly Berry or, they was rich and smart and got the doctor's degree in the whole 9 yards. Just wasn't you. So it's easy to think that, especially in content, like everyone says, well, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do this and you have to do that. And you're looking at all these other people and you're like, none of that triggers me. So the reason why I brought that conversation up, because every dang thing I do, one of the questions from the audience is like, how do you stay consistent? If you have to ask that question, you do not want to create what you think you're creating. I don't need anybody ask me to stay consistent about this. I love this. Like, absolutely love this. When I have to travel or Mary Lou got to do Mary Lou thing and like, oh, we ain't recording this week, I'm just like, now I'm broken. Now my week is jacked up because I can't unstick. Because it is just as much unsticking for me as it is for you. You know what I mean? When we have to skip a week, I am like, it's constipated. I'm creator constipated. We said that before, right? So, yeah. So the question is, are you creating to help people and get this information out and like it's part of your purpose? If it's your purpose, you don't have to think about it. It just happens, bro. You do not have to fight for consistency if you really want to do it. Anybody got to tell you how do you be consistent with eating Haagen-Dazs? Don't need your help, fam. If it's in the freezer, that joint is gone.
And that's like where you need to kind of look at what is the purpose, what's the impact you want to have, and that can help you align with what you can be consistent with. And then, but it is your responsibility to figure out what that is, right? Like I think this all the time, where it is your responsibility as a human to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, because none of us got sent the handbook. None of us got sent the handbook, but we all got sent the handbook, right? Because
Yes.
it's in us. But I can't tell you what you're supposed to be doing. I can't tell you truly what's going to make you consistent. I can give you tips and tricks. We can teach you how to make content. We can unstuck you so much and like just pour so much love through the camera at you, but it is still your responsibility to take that and do something with it, right?
Correct.
So when you got to think about this, like what is the impact that you want to make? And like that's where you got to dig deep. That's your little nugget. That's your little artist that you're responsible for. And you're like, baby, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I want to make videos. Okay, let's go do that.
Oh my God.
And have ice cream.
Yo, like for real, right? And I told you guys, like, this might not make sense to you, but when it happens to you, it will happen to you. There came a point when my boys would have normally called me and be like, hey fam, we finna go to the club, we finna do this, we're gonna go play golf, whatever. I'll be like, cool, let's go. But now they call me and be like, hey, we're gonna go do so-and-so. Now I gotta create this video. Oh, I gotta do this podcast, or I gotta record this thing. And they be like, oh, you're always recording these podcasts. And you know what they eventually did? Not stop calling me, because they still call out of respect. But now when I say I got to record a podcast, they be like, damn, fam, that's so dope, man. I love this for you. You finally found something. Like, this is your calling. Like, so now they are my hype men. In the beginning, there was a little clowning. Why were they clowning? Because your boys will clown you. But because I'd start and stop 18 times. Yo, you look at my joint, I signed up for YouTube in 2006. And back in 06, I was talking all that smack. Man, this is going to be, we didn't call it content back then. We just called it making videos. We didn't have a fancy name for it, right? And so I was all about it, and then I would stop. Then I'd be all about it again, then I would stop. So when they saw me like sticking to it, they backed me up. Before, it was like, no, man, you just hide in the basement because you did something, or you're in trouble, or, they had to come up with reasons why they thought I was hiding in the basement doing this quote unquote content. But now they're the hype train. And I'll be out and I'll see somebody at the grocery store, and, I'll run into Aubrey and be like, hey, Aubrey, how you been? He's like, oh, good. He's like, yo, Doc, I heard from Minnie, like, you're doing this podcast thing and you're teaching people how to do YouTube and stuff. And I was like, yeah, how'd you know that? Oh, yeah, Aubrey told me, man. She's like, you friends would have done anyway if you were selling steaks. You know what I'm saying? So your same exact avocation happens. When you are real about it, all of the people that has been in your way are blocking your holding, so you thought they were trying to protect you. But when you show that this is what I'm fitting to do and I am about this life, they will also protect you. Hear that. They will protect you while you crapping from you. And they will protect you when you're on point. Because they're your family. They're your friends. Their job is to protect you. Sometimes they get on your nerves. But they get on your nerves because they think they're protecting you from stuff that they don't understand. But when you do the work and you prove to them that, no, this is where I'm at, they'll eventually come around and they will become your hype train.
Question for you.
Bingo.
This YouTube channel that you've had forever, what are some of the different iterations of it that have existed that did not stick?
All right, say that again. Sorry.
So the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, the YouTube channel you've had since 2007, because similar story for me. My YouTube channel, it's going to be huge. Don't do anything. Going to be great. It's like it just dissolves. So what are some of the other previous iterations of your YouTube channel before you got to what you're doing now?
Man, this is really good. I'm going to tell you why this is good. Because I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to my brother for almost a year. Like, we see each other every once in a while, right? But Lim is in the chat today. Lim was one of the, when I decided I'm going to do this for real, Lim was one of the first people who accidentally ended up in my chat. And Lim was one of the first people who would come every week and be like, all right, I like what this dude is doing, right? And then we met inside of Ecamm and whatever. So you'll notice, if you look at the chat, anybody who's watching live, Lim has a wrench. He was one of the first moderators. He predates Paul, which is hard to say because Paul's so old, nobody predates Paul. But like, Lim was one of the OGs. So what happened was I would create this stuff because I was chasing the bag. I was chasing the trend, chasing the popularity. I was doing it for all of the wrong reasons. And then I started creating to help people. I think I was doing tutorials thinking I was helping people, but at the same time, I was also thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be good to get people to my blog, or this is going to be good to get, my bylines on AOL up higher. And as long as my bylines are thick, then AOL keeps paying me. I was literally doing it for the flow. Let's be honest. I meant the cash flow, right? But when I started doing it to just help people and I found my vibration, and then Lim was one of the first OGs in the chat. And Lim was like, you know why I ride with you? And I was like, why? And he said, because you are a giver. And he goes, if you don't learn nothing else from me, you will learn that givers gain. So Lim, whose name is Lim Drops, I gave him the name because he would always drop these random gems on you that was like a punch in the face. Nicest guy ever. And he understands my horrible Tagalog. So Lim would just come in and hit you with one of those and disappear like Yoda, And so legit, I started calling them Lim Drops because Lim would drop these gems on you. And he says, one of the things I like about you and your content is you're not afraid to just give up all of the fruit, knowing it'll come back later. Well, a lot of people at the time, because this was when the whole course creating thing was super big on YouTube, everybody was about hiding stuff behind their paywall, And yeah, so the consistency came from finally finding people that understood that I meant this. But you know what? I never would have found them if I didn't mean it. People want the cart. You ain't got no horse. Right? So the thing is, if I could bring Oprah to your channel, and I'm like, Shaka, I'm going to bring 1 million people to your next stream. Do you have what it takes to keep them there? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter you get the hottest date in the planet. Do you have what it takes to keep them? And so a lot of people, this is why lottery winners end up broke again. Because they don't have the mindset of a person that has all of this money. They thought the money was just going to solve their problems. It ends up creating more problems. As a famous poet, Christopher, once said, more money, more problems.
Yes.
Not, because you wasn't ready to get this money. So the difference was, and to answer your question, long run, sorry. The difference was I was ready to build that community. I was ready to serve the folks. I was ready to actually get where I want. Why? Because I wasn't chasing the bag. I wasn't just doing it to be doing it. I was doing it because I meant it. You know what I'm saying?
And what I pick up with this is you realized, and I feel like it was the same kind of like aha moment for me, was when I realized I am responsible for getting this community, this audience, what they need from me, what I can provide. I am responsible for taking this information in my head, distilling it to the people that I want to help. As opposed to just like, I'm just making videos that I want to make, is a different thing, right? Because it's like, I'm going to make stuff, people will follow me, I'm fabulous, whatever. But that's not the
Those
community.
people are short-lived. Most of them, I mean,
that's it. I don't know where these people are.
Mostly people disappear. You have no idea where they at right now. So if you go back to the top YouTubers from 4 or 5 years ago, most of them don't even exist on the channel right now. because they took their money and they ran. They burnt out, so they call it. Or no, they was chasing the bag. They started to get this. What's the best way to? I don't want to say disclosed. They started to get disclosed that they're not really. If you are what you say you are, a superstar. Nope. Their Lupe got fiascoed, and they had no choice but to go hide. So you don't even remember them.
Yes.
I
Okay.
don't wanna be
Let's
that
talk about
person.
creating with integrity.
All right, let's go.
Because
Man,
we
this is a
we
good
we
one,
like
Lou.
do a lot of stuff in like the tech in the tech world, right? Like
Yes.
creator tech reviews come out, and it is something that like you just take a knife in me and turn it, it'll feel better than what I feel when I'm watching all of the videos come out that I know don't have integrity, because I'm like, you're not actually giving an opinion, you're just reading the rap sheet, which is fine, but also how do you feel about it as like an audience member who's looking for information? I can tell when I am like being sold, or if I'm actually gaining some knowledge from someone who knows what they're talking about. So creating with integrity, what does that mean to you?
All right, so this is a problem, and it's super dope that Walter's in the chat today, because we had a conversation yesterday just in sort of the Ecamm group. Again, our Rodecaster video came out. Freaking love this thing. I got Ecamm. Do I need that? Absolutely freaking not. My software can do a lot of what it can do, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that it can do that Ecamm cannot do, and I understand the difference. So because of the way people create content, the modern response is compare things that don't require comparison. But that's because that's what YouTube has become. It has become an X versus X, PlayStation versus Xbox. Like, I know they're both game consoles, and some of the titles crisscross applesauce. They are not the freaking same, bro. Like, people just do that, and like the reality is both. But I fully understand, especially with the new PlayStation coming out at $800 damn near. A lot of people ain't fitting to be able to get both this go around. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. I'm gonna get both. But if I was pushed come to shove, I'm more of an Xbox person from just the way I was built. I switched from PlayStation when it was soft, and then PlayStation came back, and I just never really switched back. But it's one of those things where, like I said for the RCV, the reason why I have not made a video right now is a lot of people are just saying specs and specs and specs and specs. No one's really talking about the how and the why it's important and whatever. So what does that do? It gives a bunch of people the wrong impressions. It gets a bunch of people going, well, this sucks because it's not 4K. No one's ever explained to them if the device was 6 channels of 4K, it would be $5,000. That brand new dope processor that's in here cannot process 6 channels of 4K. Your Mac freaking Studio can play 6 channels of 4K, but it cannot capture 6 channels of 4K at once. That Decklink quad sitting over there, $900 built. That's 4. I'm 2 channels short. So let's split that in half and add another $450 to that. So now we at $1,300, $1,400 for that. But then I need to add the Rodecaster Pro back in that. That's another $600. All right, so now we at $1,900. Now I need to power supply it, case it, and make it dope. So now we at like $2,500. But the company needs markup. So we got to add another $300-$400 to that. Now we at $2,700. Then we need software. Now we at $3,000 at a minimum. And it still probably needs more case, more power supply, more flow. If this joint was 4K, it's a $5,000 device. And it's not made for creators who need to come up real quick. Okay? If you add 4 cam links at 100 bones a piece, or 6 cam links, at 100 bones a piece, plus a Rodecaster Pro, plus the ability to do the scenes and the overlays, that's another $400 for Ecamm. It's $1,200. But everybody just went, oh, $1,200 is expensive. Because the guys who create for the hype, the 2 things they do automatically: either love it to death till it looks like they're fawning, or they hate it to death to look like they're being a superhero and protecting you from the evil empire. Both of those are
exactly.
self-serving. Both of those are self-serving. Those guys are master creating. It's not about the audience. They're doing it for themselves. I just made Paul choke with my master creating analogy, but you know what it is. When you create to serve yourself, you're master creating. I don't do that. I serve audience. You know what I'm saying? This is why we get so heated up, because this crap needs to stop. It's the reason why everybody feels they're a victim. It's the reason why everybody feels that Apple, Sony, Canon, Nikon, Rode, whatever is just coming out to take your money. Let me explain to you how business works, people. I am a businessman. My job is to take your money. My job is to feed my folks. My job is to travel to Japan 3 times a year because I must. My job is to buy every piece of Manchester United gear printed. My job is to do all of these furious things. But in order for that to happen, I must take money. This is how business works. If you have this conversation constantly, you are running your own business wrong because you don't understand that. Or you're just jealous because they're able to do it. So the reality is, yes, they need your money, but that's not what they did it for. They did it to help. This device was made at $1,200 to simplify the lives of people who don't have the knowledge and experience to wire it all up by themselves and buy all the individual pieces and be cool and make their own overlays and all of that. There are going to be people that can get this, open up the box, plug in the 4 cables, load the little software, and click, 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 bingo, bango, pickle, mango. They're doing church in the middle of the park, and they're streaming it all over the world. That's who this is for. This is for that single pastor that does not have the AV crew. This is for that musician who wants to play in the subway and then spread their music, which spreads the joy, which reminds this person of, Etta James, and like, oh my God, my mama used to listen to Etta James. Oh, I could listen to Tora sing all night. Damn, her voice is beautiful. Those people are bringing positivity in the world while you hating on a little black box. Shut up. Take your ass back in the house. So integrity means when you say stuff to piss people off, because the hate content gets clicks, that ain't integral. When you get a product and you don't tell people that you got the product, and these are your feelings, and your feelings might be stupid, but they're your feelings, that's okay. I'm not going to take those from you. You can be victim-minded, but tell people you're being victim-minded. Don't make like you know when you don't. Don't be like Rode messed up because they didn't make the exact product you want. You can be like, this is why this does not fit my value proposition. I'm going to need you to make some decisions for yourself. Here are my pros. It's a nice box. It's cute. It's all in one piece. Here are my cons. I really wish it was 4K. I do understand that at 4K, it'd be a $5,000 device. If I can get that down to $3,000, I would love it. But to tell somebody it don't do 4K at $1,200, bitch, you high. You high, and you know that. But it's easier to make all of the 13-year-olds in your comment who ain't got $1,200. To them, $1,200 seems like a mile. We're not gonna buy this. You know what I'm saying? To me, $1,200 is 4 consultations. I could do that in a day. So, yeah, it's different. Like, you gotta speak the facts, man. You gotta speak the truth. You gotta speak where you come from. Even if you dislike something, explain why it doesn't match your value proposition. Don't just say the word expensive because it's easy. Explain why it doesn't match. Because you're sitting there in a freaking Supreme t-shirt, a pair of J96s, mint, you know what I mean? Chrome Hearts necklace, talking about this $1,200 expensive. Ninja, please. Just stop. Just stop.
And then sometimes I think maybe they're just upset because they weren't part of the promo crew.
But you ain't gonna be that way if all you do is submit vitriol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't look at it for real. Like you're really trying to provide some information. So that's where like being ethical as a creator, it makes a difference. So I know that some people ask this, have you ever actually at any part of your journey had to promote something and didn't disclose it?
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally,
Not
right?
intentionally. I probably forgot. I guarantee I forgot because I'm so hyped up on what I'm into. You're like, oh, this is the bomb, and I maybe forgot. You know what I'm saying? I just got a product,
but not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
That's
I just got a product that doesn't really fit my thing, but I was worth trying it because I fly a lot. I need to sleep, so I don't know nothing about that. But they were willing to send it with no strings attached. So I just got these eye mask things, and it's supposed to like massage your face and let you relax or whatever. God knows you just see me rant. I probably need that. So I will do this, and I would tell people, listen, this is not in my normal content thing, but part of creating content is recovering so that you can come back and create more content. Part of creating content is me keeping my pressure down and not having these rants.
Yes, I was like, let's not send Doc back to the hospital.
But if this thing can actually, let me relax more or let me sleep better or whatever, then it'll be worth talking about. It doesn't require a separate channel because I'm not afraid to put out. I'm here to help you with content. I understand. But I'm not afraid to put out the human side of this. I ain't perfect by no means. You know what I'm saying? I get cursed out by my doctor just like everybody else. Like, chill out. Your blood pressure's up. You're about to catch the diabetes. You need to relax. You need to tell Ben and Jerry to take a hike and then take your ass to the gym. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry. Her name is Emily Deep, and she's evil. But she cursed me out. My doctor would curse me out. So I feel the same, responsibility to y'all. Like, my doctor doesn't sugarcoat it when I'm effing up. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it when y'all are doing it. Because sometimes you need to hear the truth with an F. You need to hear the truth.
The truth with an F.
The truth with an F.
Yeah, so this is something that I had to develop a little bit over time because I think at the beginning, you're just excited. You're like, somebody wants to send me something. And I would make a video with my honest opinion, send it to them for approval. And they're like, oh, you can't say that. Well, I was like, but it's my video. And I don't think that this is a feature that could be improved. Like, it's honest feedback, not like with hatred. And I would change it early on because I was like, oh, I don't want to like upset them. I don't know if this is a relationship. Just trying to be like the good student, right? Wanting to get the A on the test. Until I realized I put that stuff out and then like my heart feels heavy because it's like, well, I didn't get to say what I truly wanted to say on my platform. So it is like an ethical practice for me that you cannot purchase my opinion. My positive endorsement is not for sale.
Say it again for the people in the back.
And you make that clear. Make that clear whenever you're working with people and to yourself as early as you can. As early as you can. Because like I didn't have any guidance. Like, we've been doing this a long time. We're just like kind of figuring it out as we go. Do not sell your positive endorsement.
No.
Just don't do it. It is not for sale. It's not for sale. So just keep that in mind whenever things, because it'll happen or things will start to come in. And often, even when it was like just for exchange, where I'm like, yeah, I will say, you can send me this. I'll make a video with my honest opinion. And sometimes they won't send it because they're like, oh, we were just expecting you to hype train this. I'm like, that's okay. I don't have to be part of this. Because if it's questionable already, like that's one thing.
Yeah.
If it's already questionable in the email.
This is really weird. Like, I guess I'm the wrong person to speak to this because I have none. But I always thought it was funny when people are like, oh, these parents come up to me and yell at me because, I didn't put Paul in the game. I'm like, I can't put Paul in the game. He can't shoot. And they're like, no, but I paid and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, if your investment was that important to you, then you realize that he needed to work on his J So you need to take him outside of my practices where I try to train him. You need to train him about stick-to-itiveness, about inserting the effort. Does he really want to do this? Maybe he doesn't play because he don't want to play. The idea that we got to play everybody just because you paid for them to be in this thing, it's like, yo, if you want to protect your investment, you should be taking Shorty out there and teach him, how to shoot this shot because he's horrible. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, you're just favored to Walter because you like Walter. Walter, your cousin. I'm like, nah. Walter can hit a three blindfolded backwards. Crisscross applesauce, throw the shot up, and then he'll hit a Bible verse while it's in the air, and that basket is good. So Walter starts every game. You know what I'm saying? Walter probably can't actually ball, but anyway. No, I'm joking, Walter. I'm joking. But you know what I'm saying? And the fact that parents was like, you have to do this. So it's the same thing with content. Like, I got it, you're excited or whatever, but if you don't think you're going to be able to be as I hate the word authentic, but as true as possible with your thoughts on these products and things like that, then don't take them until you're ready. Sometimes you got to respectfully look at this person and be like, no, this is I can't do this right now. I really want to. Can we revisit it? Please don't shut me out. I really appreciate the opportunity, but I can't right now. Because if I do this right now, I'm going to make something that's not true to myself, and it won't be good for you, and won't be good for your purchasers, so forth, so on, and etc. We don't want to start that, especially now, because they might not even know. They might be new to this too, right? A lot of companies are new to this. You want to say that the internet will smell a stinker really, really fast. So can we revisit this on the next update? Can we revisit this at a later time? I love you so much for thinking about me, but if I drop this right now, it won't be good. Can I do it after the firmware update? Okay, so I'm going to use Tom for an example, and we know Tom is good, folks. We know Tom is not just hyping the train to hype the train. Tom gets really concerned about his content and issuing the wrong things. So Tom has said, if you know from Rode's experience, the Rodecaster Pro got dope after the first firmware. It got amazing after the second, and it got holy shit after the third. It just came out, and there will be firmware updates. Matter of fact, there's been 3 this week. So maybe you don't got to rush right now. If you're cool with that, know that you're going to grow with it. Cool, knock yourself out. If you're not cool with that, maybe you better sit on it for the 0.1 firmware. But Rode experience has always been when they get to the 1.1 or 1. Whatever firmware, by that time the device is gravy. What people don't understand, some things I can't test in the lab. Some things I can't test when there's only Doc and Tom and Brands and a couple other people that have them in their hands. I need 100,000 of them out there in order to see what's wrong so I can make that adjustment. That's why Apple did not drop AI, Apple Intelligence, right away. Because in order for them to get the experience, in order to set the service how they need to set, it literally needs over 1 million people to have this device in their hand. Because the tuning will come from the situation, right? So I'll speak to this real quick. And I'm picking on Walter because he's here. Walter will understand. You do your sound check in a big empty Cathena. That's an arena/cathedral. Cathena. So you do the sound check. It sounds one way. When ass hit the chair, the bodies become a sound buffer. So it sounds different. So what you're doing is sound check is setting a baseline and just make sure everything has connectivity. The reason why the sound man doesn't leave is because he has to adjust it once ass is in the chair. And he's going to make minor adjustments. Hence the conversation about balance way back at the beginning. You can't balance crap if you ain't doing it. You got to do it first and adjust the balance. You see what I'm saying? So when you talk to these people and you're doing your thing, you're like, please, let's do this when you're just a little bit further. Because I believe you. I see where you're going. This is dope. But if I say the truth right now, it might hurt our relationship. It might hurt our people. Let's come back to this. Oh, here's my feedback right away. The strap needs to be a little bit tighter. This needs a little this, that, and the next thing, and boom, boom, boom. And that's why Shure was like, we're not going to release this mic until we talk to Sabrina, Mary Lou, Kurt, Laz, Fluff. After we had a chance to talk to all of y'all, They made the adjustments. They shipped the box, and now everybody got one. Like, damn, this thing is sick, because they did the right thing. They asked first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what did they do? They responded, not reacted,
Yes.
right? They took the time to listen, sit back, then issue the changes, issue the product, issue the statement, whatever it is. So I want to get into that, but first, it's time for the pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Just show us so low budget. We don't have sound effects, so I just make the music with my mouth, biz.
And it's excellent. It's excellent. Doc, what is your pick of the week? Speaking of your sound effects.
Sweet mother of Jesus, can I tell you that the Chat GPT, aka OpenAI, just finally released the full-throated voice mode, and it is crazy. It is crazy. So I'm gonna do a small little demo, and it's gonna be loud because my phone is loud. Can you create for me a promo for the Creators Unstuck podcast, but I want you to read it like one of those FM radio announcers. So yes, create me a quick commercial for the Creators Unstuck podcast, but
you
read
got
it. There you go.
Clear throat. You're tuned in to the smooth sounds of the Creators Unstuck podcast, the place where content creators come to get their groove back. Join Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel as they help you break through those.
Hold on, listen. My friend Walter is listening, so I need you to do it with a country accent, like a hardcore North Carolina country accent.
Well, howdy, y'all. You're listening to the Creators Unstuck podcast, where Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel help y'all get back in the saddle of your content creation journey. Grab your sweet tea and because we're about to get unstuck, Carolina style.
Come on, girl. Come on. Yo, the new chat is the bomb. She can speak languages. She can do everything. And then she can be country. She can be a little country.
Wow, she said my name well.
Yeah,
that's
she
like,
said Mary Lou
takes
Mandel.
time.
So, yes. God will shuck it darn. That's slicker than Lord on the brass doorknob. Cute, cute. Anyway, it is cool. It's actually, you see, it's different. It's not just pulling off the Chat GPT stuff. It actually is working on the new model so it can think. So you could actually ask it depth, and you can ask it to give emotion and so much more. But yeah, she's like, clear throat. You see that, Tora? So yes, it's really cool. It's worth to play with. Even if you are still a little bit AI curious, it's been really handy. It's just fun. And I know where it's going to shine the most is when I'm traveling. Look, Paul is testing it out in the back room over here. When I'm traveling and I need to do a translation or something of that sort, it would be able to do that. So yeah, it's really cool. Just definitely go in and play with it and see what you come up with. And then that's my pick of the week. The OpenAI. It might be a pro thing. I'm not sure. I don't have the regular, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Is there any rules on like usage on using that as your creator voice?
Man, I ask for forgiveness. I don't ask for permission.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I would probably do
How
that.
do you feel about that? Like as far as like integrity goes?
Well, because I'm sure if I asked it, or it's all in terms of service. What nobody does, nobody wants to read it. They want somebody to tell them, and this is how you get in trouble. So reality is, the smart answer would be to go read the terms of service real quick and make sure that you're able to do that. I'm pretty sure it's okay, but if you wanted to be for sure, go read the terms of services. If you don't want to read the terms of services, you can copy that link or pull down the PDF. You could throw it into Notebook LM, and you could ask Notebook LM if it's okay. It'll probably give you a better answer. But these are the things that you're responsible for. And hoping somebody else is going to tell you is okay is how you get in trouble. I've watched so many people go through copyright lawsuits because they thought something was okay because their friends said. And this is why half the people on the internet thinks it's okay to steal shows whole cloth and call it a reaction show. You're getting away with it because the right person hasn't slammed you yet. But when you touch somebody's content and it pisses them off, you will get your whole thing jacked. The reaction channels, super dangerous. You better have a lawyer on staff and understand fair use really well. And the truth be told, legal arguments are written gray on purpose so they can fit whoever they need to fit. So the person with the most money will win that case. And it's probably not you if you're out here creating reaction channels. Bingo.
Good. Well, I'm glad that your pick of the week led into that, because I know that's always something that people are concerned or curious about with, with content creation as
Yeah.
far as AI goes. Now, something that
So
like
AI
has been,
Suno, right? Suno trial, you can't use it in your show. Suno paid, you can use it in your show. That's the kind of thing that most people don't think about. But yeah.
yeah. Okay, good. So on the sense of like authenticity, not authentic, but responsible content creation and integrity, I always see these day in the life of a content creator, right? And it makes me cackle, because the first shot is girly coming out of her bed and she's like, "Oh, good morning." I was like, that is not how she started her morning, because she had to get up, she had
Not
to
with a full
set the
face of
camera,
makeup.
she had to put on the makeup, she had to do her hair, she had to wear the pajamas that was sponsored to the video, all of this kind of stuff. And I understand the content, right? Like, I feel like we understand the fiction of it all, but I was like, I want to figure out how to actually record a day in a content creator's life. And I was like, I know one of my cameras can do this. And this little Go 3S, this one, I found in the manual that you can set a timer for this to start recording. So I set it up to record me. Like, it started recording like a couple minutes before I have my hue lights come on, and then I have an alarm that like buzzes on my wrist, and then I have the phone alarm because I get up really early. So I have all these things happening, and I just like, it cracks me up because it started recording, the lights came up, and I'm just like, what? And that's what's real. Now, like, I haven't figured out how to use that yet because the footage isn't excellent in the dark. But the fact that you can do these timed things, that's why I was really like loving this camera for this episode, because of the ability to actually tell the truth, right? Like, I feel responsible to just let people know, like, they don't actually wake up like that. So don't feel bad that your life doesn't look like that, your room doesn't look like that, their room doesn't look like that. It just doesn't. Turn the camera
I want
around.
to help
Let's
you with
see.
something real quick.
Tell me.
I think it's okay to put that footage that's not nice in the dark. You know why? Because no footage is nice in the dark. What a lot of people don't know, when you watch a movie and it's nighttime, those are filmed in the day. Mm-hmm. In raw production, we have something called day for night, and we also have something called night for day. So oftentimes they're actually recorded in not a fully illuminated, but low as you can go without noise. And you record that, and then in color correcting, I can change highlights and reduce shadows in order to make it look darker. So you can completely change the time of day in post. And that's why their scenes look good in the dark and your little camera don't. One, on a pro camera, the sensor is big around. That helps. But it's most of the time just manipulated in the color correction. And I think that throws people off because it's like, oh, well, it was a night. It was grainy. We expect that. Blair Witch was grainy. Damn near $1 billion, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you get over
and that's
it.
where it's like my thoughts on it are just like, are there other ways that I can, like, do I do it on a day when I'm not waking up at 5 a.m., right? Can I do it, like, do the recording on Sunday where I'm waking up and the sun's already out? No, not yet. So like, I haven't like reviewed the footage close enough. I haven't put it into the computer. I just was really excited that I could time it.
That's
so
beautiful.
Then you could actually capture these real day in the life situations, because I feel responsible to my audience to tell them like what this is actually about, because I get all the time that people are like, I want to do this full time. And I was like, are you ready for the truth of that? Because there's a lot more to it. It is not so glamorous. You know, it's work. Like, it is legit a job.
Sorry.
Yes.
You find all the fine. Sorry. You know, it's funny because you're right about the truth game, right? Like, a lot of people aren't ready for the glamour because they only see the outside. It's one of the things that you have to remind yourself, what you are seeing from creators is often heavily curated, right? And to adjust your life or your feelings or whatever because of the way somebody else is showing up, understand they're not showing up the way they really do, right? And so some people, they show up too authentically and it's like, yo, I can't believe you showed that. And then so it is a balance. So yeah, just keep that in your mind while you're feeling some type of way looking at somebody else. There you go.
Yeah, because we are here to entertain, right? There is the entertainment element. We are on camera. We are here to bring something to an audience. But then there's also like, I'm not trying to lie to people. So, okay, a recent thing, a thing that's like been just infuriating me, you know, like sometimes like situations come up on the internet and it's just like, oh, I'm going to just burn it all to the ground. So there is on an app that I'm on, Flip. I've been on for a while. It's like a shopping app. It's e-commerce. Anybody can be a creator. Anybody can start making money right away. Like I've just had a great time on there. I just think it's a really good community and it's chill until it's not. Now, the feed in there is getting flooded because the folks who tell people how to make money on the internet have gotten in there.
Oh, Jesus.
And they are like, my feed is like always like a little overlay of a screenshot of how much they've made. And they're like, I made this amount of money on Flip. Let me tell you how you can do it. And I get so mad because the audience who's watching this, one, could feel some kind of way. Like, why am I not earning that much money? I should be earning that much money. And then two, the advice that these people are giving is irrelevant because the way you earned money last month is not necessarily how things are working right now. And also the way you are earning money is making videos about talking about how to earn money. And these people who want to learn how to make money through their content, your advice is irrelevant unless you make videos about how you make money. And it just is this never ending cycle. So this is something that like I strongly respond to. Like I have like I want to go in there and fight. I was like, this is a vengeance. Lou is showing up for this because I feel like I got to protect the people on there who just want to make some videos and have some fun. I truly believe the only way to have sustainable making money on the internet kind of life is get better at making videos.
True.
Not necessarily the quality, not necessarily the gear, just getting better at making videos. How do you talk to people? How do you make videos that people want to watch? How do you, all of those things, right? Because the way algorithms work, the way that audiences work, the way that earning things are set up is going to change. It's going to change. So I felt really strongly about this. I was ready to just put a rage video out. I was just ready to like drag some people through the mud, call names, but I stopped myself. I will have a reaction. I will say something, but you know what I did? I recorded myself on this. I did my rant video on my Plod AI just so I could get it out of my head.
Not sponsored.
Right? And
Should
then,
be. Plod. Damn it.
call us, please. I emailed them. And then that helped me get the initial gut anger reaction out. Now I have like at least a summary of what I was thinking at the time. When I do put out my video, I want to come out responsibly with something that people can actually take away and utilize and respond responsibly. So taking some time to actually think about this. So whenever like controversies can come up, what is your reaction and how do you handle those kind of things?
Well, first of all, I do want to touch on what you said because I think it's so valuable and it's something that's so easy to miss. You labeled them aptly, by the way. I'm going to give you credit for that. You labeled the how to make money on the internet people. The reason why those people show up all the time and make that content is because mathematically, there are enough people struggling that anybody who can make something to tell other people how they're going to make money, they make money. Okay, let's throw the internet in the trash. We're going to wind this bus back to 1968. Avon. Had a lady show up at your crib, Tupperware, Mary Catherine, Shackley, Herbalife,
Cutco.
That's the other one. That's the one I was trying to think of. Cutco, all of them. They all, your auntie showed up after church auntie show up at the repast, right? So church over, all the ladies at the ladies social, she come through and she tell you how if you get these little red cups, it's great for serving Kool-Aid. They got a little cap so your kid can't spin it. And then if you get the bonus cake joint, the handle for the cake joint can be used to whoop your kids. All the black folks, they understand what I'm talking about. That Tupperware cake handle, that was an ass whooper. Okay. Anyway, Auntie rolled through and she told everybody how they can make money. But the way Auntie really make money wasn't selling the cup thing or the ass whooping cake cover. She made money getting more people to believe they can make money. Right? That is how, Mary Lou, that's why now I understand why you have an visceral reaction to people calling you MLM. I'm sorry. I did it for like a year. She's like, I'm going to punch this in his face. He said, there's one more again. Anyway,
But I communicated it.
yeah, but anyway, so the reason why the people who make money on the internet people show up is because algorithmically, they always make money telling you how you can, because that content always sings. If I could,
It's like the number one topic on the
100.
internet.
If I could tell you how to
money on the
make
internet.
$100,000 a year hoeing on the internet, those videos would do good. If I could tell you how to pimping, those videos would do good. I tell you how to sell, gold laced Bibles, boom, those videos gonna do good. So they show up, and it makes you start assuming that, well, I can be successful too, but I'm going to talk about iPhones. Well, no, the reason why their videos are so popular, a large portion of their subscribers are only there for how they make money content. So I'm going to pick on a friend because I have no ill guts about her because I love her to death. My friend Millie makes dope videos about the Instagram. And then Instagram started messing with her life, and she had to take a break for a minute because Instagram was just ruining the Instagram. You know what I mean? Instagram was ruining Instagram for Instagram. So she was just kind of talking about how she did her business. So she had already made content about IG, which made her popular. But then when she started doing the business side of IG, it got even more explosive. So of course, when that happens, you go to make more videos about how to make money on Instagram. Well, that was fine until Instagram started changing the platform and making it harder to make money on platform. So now it literally just jacked up a large portion of what her content was about. You know what I'm saying? But if you take a relatively decent looking person and you talk about how to make money online, you will make a grip of money online. But it's short-lived because all the platforms change and move things around. And once too much people are making money from them, they change how much money can be made. Right? Had I started back in 2010 when Partner came out, making videos about how to make money on YouTube, creating YouTube videos, I would be a multimillionaire right now. But that's never what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how to show up, be authentic, and put out good videos that can help somebody. Will they help if they make money? Yes. Will they make more money if they help other people? Yes. So I talk about it to a little bit, but that's not the core of my content. The core of my content is just freaking help people. If you want to make money on the interwebs, help people. People go to Flip to get their beauty advice. People go to Flip to feel better. People go to Flip to build community. Those things are helping people. Those things will make more money than selling the soul on how to make money. The only answer to how to make money is get paper and green and silver ink and print it. The rest of it is earning money. And the one thing you need to know, all strategy, Write this the frick down. Stop your car, pull over, make a mental note, get an old piece of gum wrapper out the glove box and write it on there. Write this down because you need to hear this. And ain't nobody going to tell you this, but Uncle Doc will tell you the truth. All strategy is autobiographical. What that person tells you can't possibly work for you the way it worked for them. You might get close, and there might be a basic blueprint, but if you do not have the ability to take what they said and bend it to fit your will, you will have struggles because all strategy is autobiographical. If Tom Brady said, roll in the pocket and bounce around 3 times, check every receiver on the field, step up into the pocket and make that throw, you're going to be a great quarterback. Not with the Raiders O-line. You'd be dead. Right now, our quarterback can't even take 2 breaths before he's knocked out. Yolanda's O-line can't do it neither. But their quarterback can run. Mine can't. So Tom Brady's teaching wouldn't help. Would it help the Ravens? And it ain't going to help the Raiders right now. Because the O-line is not there to keep him from getting killed. So all strategy is autobiographical. Tom Brady's passing system would not work with our 2 teams. We got phenomenal receivers, but no O-line. And then you might not be a sports person. Cool. Lewis Hamilton can't teach you how to drive in the street because Connecticut Road or Martin Luther King Boulevard where you live is not the same thing as the Sebring or the Nuremberg Loop. You know what I'm saying? You can't drive the way he drives a F1 in your neighborhood. Boop, boop. Can I see your officer, sir? Get out the car. Do you know how fast he was going? Like, none of that works. Strategy is autobiographical. So all these people out there telling you how they did it, cool. If you know how to extrapolate, which is why I bitch to you guys constantly, learn how to extrapolate. You can take what we say and get the nuggets that work for you and adjust. I ain't never walking in the Ruth Chris talking about why they don't have a vegan menu. I'll walk in the Ruth Chris and I will look at the menu and I will make adjustments and I will order something I can eat. We have developed do it for me mentality so long that we can't hella try to function. I'm hella trying to function. About to get hyphy up in here. We hella trying to function. Sorry, E40 just got in my head. Anyway, so yeah, the thing is, you have to be able to look at that noise and be like, this is my reaction. Own it. Talking to yourself. Do what Lou does and record it. And then say, if I let this out, will it serve me? Chances are, if you wear a silly grin, it won't. Will it serve you? Will it serve the audience? Matter of fact, like Lou said, flip it. Will it serve my audience to watch me just pop these people? Or is it just going to serve my hood rat, my inner hood rat? I can't keep it contained. They be trying to get out. You know, rats will chew their way out of everything. My inner hood rat. Okay, so now I'm going to back this up. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I know this is a long one, but I want you to hear this. This is old. You may have heard this before. I don't care. I'm telling it to you again. And Lou, if you haven't heard this, even better, because it'll make more sense. So I got this here, and it's full to the rim with my cafe con leche, and I am walking, right? And Paul bumps into me, and coffee goes flying out. Why did I spill my coffee?
Because you filled it too much? You didn't have a lid? You weren't watching where you were going?
It's your fault.
I spilled my coffee because there was coffee in my cup. If it had been tea, I would have spilled the tea. Not that kind, Gossip Queens. If it had been water, I'd have spilled my water. If it had been whiskey, I would have knocked Paul. No, actually, I would have spilled my whiskey. Had it been money, I would have spilled my money. Okay? So the main thing is, this right here is a cup. What I put in it was up to me. Because it was full, when I got bumped into, that spilled out. Okay, life gives you a cup. You fill the cup with whatever you want. You're in control. I fill my cup with happiness, positivity, outlook, love, compassion, care, whatever. Someone bumps into me in the street, 6 foot 260. Now I can say that was 270 something, but 6 foot 260. You bump into me, boom. Hey, oh, hey, what's up, man? Hey, have a nice day. But the person whose cup is filled with hate, anger, vitriol, victim mentality, sadness, depression, you bump into them, and they be like, N-word, I'll knock you to. When you get bumped into, whatever is in your cup will spill out. When you are challenged by something hard, whatever is in your cup will spill out. This is why all these people are freaking being victims when somebody makes a product that doesn't fucking concern you, and all you can be like is this sucks and I hate it and this company's trying to rob you, and like, because your cup is full of bitch. But if your cup is full of help and positivity, you be like, hey, this came out. And a lot of people are going to be looking for this. This is a highly sought after device. I don't think it's going to work for many people because it's lacking this, or it has this or whatever. Now, I really like this product. I want the company to do well. Maybe when the next version comes out, it will have the things that are missing. But hey, you might be somebody that can use this the way it is for you right now. I really want you to put your thought into it. Watch all the reviews, get all the info, but I need you to put hands on it, put some thought into it, and if it works for you, by all means, come in the chat and let us know. If I missed something because I misread the manual, let me know. Maybe I'll come back. See, if your heart is full of help and full of love and full of care, the review is different. Which is why I tell people straight up, I don't do negative reviews. I have a device sitting right here on my desk. They gave it to me. They wanted me to do a review. Couldn't do it because everything I had to say for it would have been a cup full of bitch. So I'm like, hey, how come you didn't make the video? Y'all ain't ready. Keep me in mind, though. Come back, swing and a miss. Do it again. I got you. You missed twice, I probably would delete you from the email list. But whatever is in your cup spills out. So you're okay to have that reaction. As your friend, I'm not going to put your business in the street, but from the week you had before, your cup was full of bitch. That's why you had that reaction. But now you get to hang out with me and Carl.
That's why I gave it to you.
Now you're here with me and Paul, and now your cup is full of love and two old men, two old men's, as they say. And so if you saw that same video today, you'd be like, these people are silly. Move on, and you would just keep going. So because of the week you had last week, let's just go ahead and empty out that little cup. Please never empty the cup out on Will. I like him. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? Walk the cat and then come back when your cup is full of Mary Lou again. You know what I'm saying?
It's like my plot is full of bitch. Is what
Hey,
that
you know what I'm
is.
saying? Hey, this is it. You
That's
just
where I
empty
keep
it out
it.
on the plot. So, man, and I'm glad you brought that up because I've been wanting to find a way. That's an old story. So I know some of my people, they know this story. It's old. But it's something that you got to remind yourself of, fam. Like when you get pushed, that's why. As you guys know how I feel, right? I wear my banner proud. But as you listen to the political vitriol right now, regardless of what side you pick, listen to what people say. That's why they say, listen to what people say, and they'll tell you who they really are. Because pushed up against the wall, what do they say? What comes out when they are pushed up against the wall? Right? The diddler is pushed up against the wall. Look what he's saying now. His reaction is to snitch on everybody else. His reaction isn't can't stop, won't stop, all that bullshit he's been saying. Now he's Sean Johnson and Johnson. He got a whole different song. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't pick your people how they act when they being nice. Pick your people how they act when they been through some shit. That's why I think all the LGL squad rolls so tight. We all been through something. So we all know what it feels like to be on the back end of something heinous. You know what I mean?
That was excellent. Thank you for that. Because it's like it was. That's why I was like I can't go straight to the record. I can't go straight to the video because it was so angry. And you're right, because I had a cup full of bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like people still need that thrown in their face.
When I have an angry email, I send it to Paul. Not actually send it, Paul. I just got to let this out. He's like, okay. And it just comes out. And then Paul was like, yeah, I understand. All right. He just listens to me, or vice versa. Paul's like, listen, I got to run something by you because I'm going to freaking snap. I'm like, okay. And I just sit there and I would let Paul go for like a half an hour. And then when he finally breathed and get his oxygen tank out, I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. Then we can go back to what we got to do. Because had we let that out, we both fired. You know what I'm saying? So I keep my Voldemort secrets between me, Paul, and Luis.
That's right.
Sometimes Katie calls me to let out the Katie y'all don't know about. Because she got to maintain a certain... She'll call me like, listen. And I'm like, Katie, you good? She's like, don't worry.
That's why it's good to have like inner circle. It's okay to have your opinions, but like you as a creator, you're responsible for what you put out. Because you could put out how you're angry today, and that's going to spark a fire that you don't want to be part of.
No.
Because you don't know how everybody else is going to respond
everybody
to this.
is waiting to yell. So when you yell fire, everybody else is waiting to yell. And sometimes you get somebody piled up on that didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I'll say this before. One of the best things that ever happens to me is my monthly call with Aubrey. Because she just reminds me that, number one, you can overcome anything. And number two, she's just cute and happy 24/7. Like, I could do with a 40-ounce, let me fix that. I could do with a nickel bag of Aubrey on a daily basis.
Can we all?
Like, Aubrey is my people. Like, I love her energy. You know, so yeah, you gotta find that person for you. You're lucky you live with one. Will is just cracking up 24/7. He's a comedian, so it's just part of the deal. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I hear him out there. He's filming and he's like doing this. The video is with a character. And so like I hear it happening out there, and like it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be around the people who you like, you know, connect with. So you can like he hears it all, you know, he hears when it's like the kettle is piping hot. And then I'm like, should I say something about this? He's like, sometimes he's like, do it. And I was like, I don't. You know, I usually don't.
You
usually
have the worst curse. You have the worst curse. Here's why. Because inside of being a Filipino, you have an angry Latin girl and an angry Asian girl mixed together. It's like TNT. Just wait a boom. Ah! Aubrey says she's Nickelback. Like, we got you. Here, I want you guys to try exercise, okay? Just to see if you're good. I was talking to somebody the other day because they don't think that they need help, right? And I'm like, you don't know. Sometimes you do. Sometimes the only way to know you need help is to go speak to help and then be like, I'm good. I don't really need that. And a lot of times, a lot of places, that first conversation is free. So it really depends. Like if your healthcare doesn't cover whatever, a lot of places will give you a preliminary consultation. But here's how you can tell if you need help. And this is hard, but you can do it. Go outside, someplace quiet. I got a beach, you know, and at camp, there's a little pond down the street. You guys can just go to the park. If you can't do it in your neighborhood, when you come to camp, go do it. Get up early, go outside by yourself when there's no other stimulus around. What pops into your mind? Is it work? Is it them kids? Is it the wifey? Is it something angry? Whatever pops into your mind is unsolved. And if you can't solve it by yourself, you need help. Like if whatever pops into your mind is in any way, shape, or form negative, you might need to holler at somebody, even if it's just your reverend or your friend or your auntie them. But if you go to empty the mind, empty your mind. Remember, whatever you put into a cup becomes a cup. Whatever you put into a bottle becomes a bottle. Whatever you put into a teapot becomes the teapot, right? So whatever pops in your head, that's what's really getting to you. and you might need to holler at somebody, even if it's one of your friends in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you get there and positivity just reigns, your cup is in good form. That's it. Why are
Stock,
you
you're calling
laughing
me
so
out.
hard?
I truly feel it. Ooh, that one got me. I was like, I need to call somebody.
There you go.
I do. I need to talk to somebody.
Then he said her building is mostly Filipino and she heard them yelling. That could be when they're happy and sad, so you don't even know.
Like, it's all, it might even be not saying anything. That's just their TV on so loud.
Sige, which is okay
Yes,
in Tagalog.
okay.
When they say stuff to you
Are-
in Tagalog, just go sige. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're going to do a couple rapid fire, but I
Yes.
would like to bring Paul for this, if
Oh,
possible.
we're going to bring Paul for the rapid fire? Let's go. Boom. Hey, where did Paul
Fix
go?
your hair.
Paul was there. Hold on. Let me fix Paul real quick. Uh-oh. Oh, you know why? I think Paul left and came back. That's why. There you go.
Oh, okay. All right. We're going to do just a couple rapid fire questions. Paul, in your opinion, what makes a creator trustworthy, and what is it that you look for?
Somebody that don't look
Honesty
like
and
Doc.
being real.
I
Did
don't
I
know.
come through?
We heard you.
Okay.
Say it again. Say it again.
Honesty and being real.
Okay. And then so like what makes it real to you?
The things that they say over time are not bullshit. You know, they're real, they're honest, they're not playing games with you. They're not telling you what you think you want to hear, they're telling you what you need to hear.
Then what is at risk for these people being irresponsible?
People no longer watching their channels, leaving them, starting to comment about them in other locations to, their friends and stuff like that. It in many cases, it can have a detrimental effect to your reputation online.
Yeah, it truly can, right? And it can just like eat away at your soul. The last
become the
question.
tea.
Back. They become the tea. This one for Doc, okay? What is your biggest irresponsible content creator pet peeve?
For me, and this is a dumb one because I haven't listened to people talk about gear all the time, but it's like not explaining the difference between expensive and value proposition, because I think it's super unfair. Like I'm trying to make English work. I had this happen to me, an experience of way back. We had my family owned electronics store. We sold Sony goods, right? So lady comes in and she wants to get a camera for her son who's into skateboard and he wants to film. And I don't know if you guys remember, Sony used to have this camera that looked like a beer can that rotated. It was, you know what I mean? It had like a little barrel, and then the back was like original cyber shot. And, the kid was excited, went through her things, and she made him sit there and talk to us because she wanted him to, kind of grow up a little bit. He's about 12, 13. And then when we finally go and she was, okay, how much is it? And that time the camera's like, I don't know, $1,000 or whatever. And she like had a full meltdown, like over $1,000. Like this was the worst thing ever and whatever. Yo, she had, and I forget the designer name, I think it's Matsumoto, but it was one of these Louis that's like $4,000 because it was painted happy faces. Instead of the standard Louis pattern, it was hand painted. It was like a Japanese designer. And in her brain, like this is her kid, her 13-year-old kid, who's starting a filming career, who could probably eventually be a director, whatever. The other thing I know is her husband owns one of the ballerest resorts in the state of Hawaii. So I know what she's sitting on, right? Now, maybe she didn't think we knew that, but I know that because I know the husband. We put the electronics in his resort, which is why he told her to come to us to get the camera. But the fact that she thought $1,000 for this camera for her kid to learn something that will keep him off the streets was expensive. And it's like, no, fam, let's just say that we didn't cover your value proposition. That was on us for not explaining to you the value behind it. But the way you said it, you made it like we was trying to rob you. Now, I saved it by doing exactly what I said, I realized, like you said, how to respond to that comment. Back in my head, I'm screaming. I'm like, lady, you are sitting here with a damn near $5,000 bag and a $100,000 diamond ring, and you think $1,000 too expensive for a camera. But instead of snapping at her, I reframed that. I go, let me explain to you why this is worth what it is. Made in Japan, it's Sony. Your kid will probably flourish into skateboard videos, make a lot of money right now. It's a good entrepreneurial situation from the start, and creative mind keeps you out of trouble. Creative mind doesn't want to get into doing all of the weird stuff that kids get into. That change in value proposition, she buys that and all the accessories. So I could have reacted and freaked out, but I didn't. But that is a peeve of mine, is when people just don't explain. Just because something doesn't match your value proposition doesn't make it bad. It's just not for you.
The other thing that kind of gets to me is the fact there are some channels where every 5 seconds they're trying to sell you something, and it's like, okay, I know you're selling something. It's great. But you don't have to remind me every 5 seconds. And then the other thing is when they use the comment, well, I should have charged you $900 for this, but I'm going to give it to you for free. It's like, I don't need the Catholic or the Jewish mother guilt. It's like, either you give it to me or you don't give it to me.
Yes.
It's like, don't guilt me into, making me think that you're doing something wonderful for me.
Pro tip real quick. This is, again, strategy is autobiographical, but this is the thing. This is a pattern that's sort of proven to work. It's 911, like an emergency. 9 pieces of value-added content. 1 piece of personality-driven content. Just let the people know who you are, because people buy people. Not like when, them old folks bought my people, but you know what I'm saying. People buy from people that they like and trust. Sorry, I broke Mary Lou. And then 1 sell. 9 pieces of value-based content. 1 piece of personality content. 1 sell. If you follow that, you'll probably win.
I love that. Okay, so that was
like
my last question was going to be a piece of advice for creators to stay responsible. Paul first.
Listen to your audience. You need to understand that because the channel has your name on it, it's not your channel. It belongs to your audience. You need to talk to your audience, treat them like people, and listen to them. You'll get your content from your audience, but respect your audience.
And don't be a commodity. There's a lot of places where people can go to get unstuck. I think we're delivering it with a certain brand of slap you and then calm you down that will resonate with the people that need that kind of like shock and awe energy. So I don't think we're a commodity. There's other shows out there, but there ain't no show like this one. So as long as we keep delivering on that, we will be fine, right? Do I wish it was faster? Yes, everybody does. But I know better. So I know we might be at episode 100 before Oprah call us up and be like, man, I just happened to find these cute people, little Hawaiian boy and this little Filipino girl there out there with the gay dude that pops in, and their show is good. And she'd be like, everybody see Creators Unstuck. Or when we get to our episode, when it's like, Seth, we got questions for you. When the goat comes up in here,
Can you unstuck us?
Can you?
Like,
so I know that we need to do this. Even if it was just for the 3 of us, we need to do this. Okay? Because today, Mary Lou helped me therapy a little bit. And then, because I need a reminder that I can't serve y'all dead. So I got to do the work as far as like getting my health situation straight. And you need the reminder to do not drink a cup of bitch. I'm just saying, that shit don't taste good. It's what it is. It don't serve.
Oh, that was fantastic. I'm so glad that we have this project. I feel like we're responsible for getting this stuff out because we have various levels of experience. We have a beautiful community of creators that are at all different levels, and I feel like we learn as much from them as they learn from us.
100%, bro. 100%.
And that's a whole different experience than just making content, chasing the bag. It's a totally different feeling.
And so I tell you what, this is why we're doing our camp thing soon. By the time people hear this, we might already be at camp. But it's something about having the opportunity, not just have a community, but to engage with them often. And that is Tinkerbell juice, man. Like, to me, knowing that it can get to people and kind of help them in any way, shape, or form, is Tinkerbell juice. So that's why I say, if you got something out of this, drop it in the comments. Man, we got a comment from a dude, and I do not want to mispronounce his name. He's from the Middle Asia somewhere, and he was like, "Oh my God, I love this content. I love this. Is amazing. You guys are awesome." And first of all, thank you for the comment. I wish I wouldn't butcher your name, but at the same token, like, knowing that you're helping somebody who is legit 20,000+ miles away from you. Come on, son. You know what I mean? Like, that's gold. So that's what we're here for. So yeah, like, that's what responsibility is about. Being able to do something positive for someone, even if you don't know. That's closer to true altruism, which is kind of a fallacy at the moment. True altruism is kind of a fallacy because, again, even if I'm helping somebody without wanting something in return, getting that positive comment was a return. And so now that gears you to do it more because you want that positive comment. It's not altruistic anymore. Even if it's for nothing but make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I have feelings about these words that people like to use that can't possibly math. But, yeah, there it is.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Paul, and being part of the little rapid fire questions. If you guys are watching this, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to Creators Unstuck on YouTube or wherever you're listening to your platforms. Right over here is Doc Rock.
You can find me all over the interwebs at DOCROCK, roundabout anywhere, and I will do my damnedest to stick to the 911, but I often put out a lot of crazy stuff just for the heck of it because that's my personality. I'm sorry.
Because that's true to you too, right? We have to be responsible to our own
It's so
artists.
I can't be somebody else. I'm too old to switch. I'm here.
Just do it. That's it. That's it. All right. And I'm Mary Lou Mandel. You can find me all over the internet at Mary Lou Mandel. And as Doc likes to say, when we let go of the show and we release it and we sign off.
See you. Yo, I saw this one. They asked a little kid, what is it? And she wrote the word down and the family was freaked out. They was like, what does she mean? And she goes, see you next time. And they were like, oh, okay. The family thought she was writing bad words on the paper, but she was writing see you next time. Oh my God, that is so good. That is going to be in this here recording real quick. Dude.
Wow, how long was that episode?
Dude, that episode was long, but you know what? What the hell? It was good. That was super good. Tora, listen, I just got to say, I just love you for just always showing up and trying to do, something. You always try to add something. So thank you for that, Tora. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie was keeping us on point today. She had great comments, great feedback. And Super Aubs, I know you're still chilling. Thank you, Aubrey. Aubrey did her Right With Me joint. Glorious, glorious, glorious. Ooh, and I have to tell you, we haven't put up the second one recently, but Small put out her video from walking around the park, and like 40-some people watched it like already, and she's like, there's 40 people. So it's super funny because like we got people that'd be like, only 40 people watch my video. She was like, oh my God, 40 people see my video. Like, how do they find it? Like, it's the first video, no SEO, no channel, 2 subscribers, me and Nana, Emma's mom, but like to her. And so I like that because I told her what, Katie always says, imagine if 40 people were standing in your room. If 40 people came in this office right now, you'd be like, y'all need to get the hell out. So super cool. Super cool. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for theraping me. I needed that.
Minnie, we can do that. I needed that. We can do that soon. Probably after we come back from camp, we'll do a guest episode. You can come in and explain up. Come on. Now
and
you
it's
got
only
your
like
mic
one more at home episode before we're at camp, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. I think I fly Tuesday, but what time? Boom, boom, boom. Let me check.
Well, like next week is the 8th, and then you come. Oh, right, because you're going way, way early.
Where today is? Why you on November calendar? You
I think
stupid.
I think you fly out Monday night and arrive Tuesday morning.
Oh yeah, so actually the next week I'll be on the East Coast.
Does it? Well, okay. If you want to do Saturday, I can make Saturday work if we want to do a makeup day.
Let's see. I'm looking at this here thing. Technically, it's 2 p.m. on Tuesday. I think we'll be good. I'll just be in Boston
All right. Do it from the ECAM.
from the ECAM
Office.
quarters.
Cool.
Because can't check into the
Cool.
hotel till after that. So, oh snap! Oh snap!
How exciting. Okay, well, I got to go get something to eat because my live stream is at 2. It's in 25 minutes.
Get it. Thank you, fam.
Yes,
Appreciate
so-
y'all.
Thank you.
Love
Yeah,
y'all,
I
mean it.
have so much to think about. That was a good therapy, y'all.
All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Aloha. Bye.
Bye.